I'm starting the John Ellis Water today.
Okay, yeah. I'm surprised you haven't tried it.
John Ellis Water. It's $35 a half gallon, $50 a gallon. I'm buying a gallon. And they're going to serve it for me. And here's what it looks like. This machine right here. This machine right here, $3,000. That little thing. Sample of the John Ellis Water right here. That's all John Ellis Water? Sample of the John Ellis Water right here. May 1991, over 10,000 Mexicans line up at a hacienda south of the United States border of California. These Mexicans are lining up to bring their buckets and fill up just a few gallons of this miracle water that this local hacienda owner discovered. What happened was he had this water in his well, and the water was from this machine that he got, and the water in the well was then being lapped by a dog who had an illness. The dog, shortly thereafter, started walking normal again. It was a limp dog, and he realized something that the dog had been lapping up this water, made him feel better. So he started experimenting with himself, and the word spread throughout Mexico, and all of a sudden over 10,000 people are there. This is from an article in 1992 from the Washington Post, and the water is called John Ellis Water. John Ellis Distillers. So I've got a gallon jug here. I'm going to fill this sucker up with the John Ellis Water. I've already labeled it. Dilute 1 ounce per gallon, John Ellis Water. Have you ever heard of miracle water? When people would drink the water, it actually would absorb into their body more, and it would create, it would allow them to absorb hydrogen from the water and like ultra oxygen. So basically, it's like they would not only be breathing oxygen, but they would be drinking oxygen. Right? So that's what would happen, and yeah, it's like a liquidated oxygen. And so by doing this, it helped people get better. So it was about 25 years ago or so. There was this guy, John Ellis, he was an engineer and working on all these, he was working on making chips for the government, like in a massive amount of chips that he could make. He was really good at engineering these chips. But he also, he knew not to drink tap water. He knew about water a little bit, so he started working on this machine just for himself. Normal water is 104. They measured it at 104 degrees, and then this water is like 114 degrees. And so because of it, the body's able to absorb it and turn it into oxygen. So anyhow, it's kind of an interesting phenomenon. I first heard about it like 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, and I never thought anything about it. But now, this place, Water and Salt up here, they have the machine, and so they sell the water, and it can be diluted from 1 gallon to 1 ounce to 1 gallon. So I buy like a 5-gallon jug of water here, regular water, for 35 cents, and then I buy the other water at 1 ounce per gallon. So it's really it's affordable in that way to do it. But I'm going to buy a gallon of it and then stock up on it, because the machine's really expensive to buy and do it yourself, So, but I've never tried it. It's my first time. Needed it at the time. Maybe I need it now, or maybe someone else needs it, and I'm going to tell them about it. I don't know, but it's kind of one of those things that I feel like I'm ready. So the past, it's interesting, In the past, so I've been researching it, reading the articles, reading the testimonials, understanding a little bit about the science. And I'm not a science guy, so I don't really understand science, but too well. I understand a little bit of it, but I understand a little bit of the chemistry about it. And I think I did listen to some of the interviews that John Ellis did, and he's an 85-year-old man now. And I mean, on the interviews, he sounds like he's 40, but I didn't see what he looked like, but I saw that he sounded really good, and he had very knowledgeable, and he sold like hundreds of thousands of these things over 25, 30